everybody. Welcome to a dynamic duel presented by GK Pro. Let's have AJ Risley do some introductions for us here.
We're out here at the Beast in Waco, Texas. My name's AJ. We got Chris Clemons, Jared Stoll, Eric Oakley. Right. We're gonna play some doubles, and we're gonna do a random flip for partners right now. So here we go. I guess. We'll figure it out. But heads or tails.
Tails.
Whoa.
Ow! Oh, we got teams.
Hey, easy peasy. Eric and Chris versus AJ and Jared. Let's do it, boys. Let's have some fun.
Not great social distancing from our guys there. They
not
didn't
at all.
know at the time. So on the mic today, you've got Robert McCall and Tristan Tanner. On the course today, you've got Eric Oakley, 1021 rated, and then Chris Clemons, I believe it said 1025. I think so. They're pretty solid.
Very
we got
good.
AJ Risley, the loose cannon.
Extremely loose.
Ready to go off at any time. And then Jared Stoll out of Michigan. Jared has an absolute cannon.
A forehand, backhand, overhand.
Yeah. He can ball. So we are out here at the Beast in Waco. This is hole 1, 291 feet. How do you play this one?
Most people play a big hyzer over the top, most likely drivers, just so you can get it to stick down here by the basket.
It was a little breezy each of the practice days that you guys had, and kind of a head-ish right to left wind here.
Definitely.
Looks like AJ went with
Maverick.
He asked if that was a Maverick. It looked more like a Truth or something, but it's hard to say for sure.
Yeah.
He's inside circle too. He took that kind of straight gap. Jared's going the big hyzer.
I would assume Warhorse, but
Oh, you love to see that sort of kick.
that's very nice.
Yeah, most of the time if you find that hill on hyzer, you're fine. Like it's gonna. Sometimes you don't have to get as lucky as that to hit the sidewalk, but usually it kind of tracks down toward the basket.
Chris with the forehand.
This looks a little too wide.
Oh.
Yeah, that's going to be OB for Clemons. So putting a little bit of pressure on Oakley. With that head right to left win, not really surprised to wait, right to left. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Not surprised to see these push out left.
This is Eric with his new 2020 Lucid X Felon.
Getting a little bit razzed back there. Doesn't seem to bother him as he nearly rings it up. Yeah, the only thing that waves to his adoring fans. Oh, yeah,
Oh, wow.
Eagle, Calvin, Simon, adoring fans.
Yep.
That's right. The thing that's a little bit tricky on this is that the trees on the right side of the basket bring that OB into play. If you clip one of those, it's pretty much going straight down.
Definitely. They catch real hard.
Yep. But good birdie putt, good solo birdie from Jared there. Easy stuff for Oakley here.
Definitely.
He's back to the Warden, by the way, Team Warden. More waving. You got to assume he's getting razzed again. That's kind of standard stuff for Oakley. I mean, that's kind of what you'd expect, starting doubles.
Pretty much.
One under. Yeah, we'll do that. What do you think about hole 2, Tristan? How do you play this one?
Hole 2, there's one middle tree in the middle of the fairway that our players are going to have to decide to go either hyzer on the right side or kind of more of a straight shot down the middle. You're really just looking to get somewhere down there kind of in the bowl, and then we're most likely going to have a forehands up to the basket.
Yeah, so this is a little bit more over to the right from years past. The basket was kind of straight in line with where the drone is now and maybe the other tee pad, but moving it over to the right brings a little bit more of the sidewalk into play, and it's just not as simple of an upshot as it was before.
Yeah, and it's actually pushed back probably about 25 feet from years prior.
Cool. And this is a big-time rip from Jared. That's looking pretty nice.
Yeah, it's a smash. Anything past that tree is a huge drive.
Yeah.
Really easy approach from there.
It seems like ideally, like if you had to pick a spot, you'd probably want to be a couple feet right of that, maybe 10 feet right, but that's fine.
Yeah.
No big deal.
Yeah, distance over accuracy on this hole can definitely help.
Yeah, get it way down there. AJ's going with Mango and Forster there, and he's lost a little bit of distance during the offseason because of his injury, kind of having to relearn his form in some ways.
Definitely. Yeah, and I think he's not trying to throw anything even close to 100%. He's probably only throwing like 70% max maybe right now.
Right. Well, that looked like, if I had a guess from Oakley, that's probably Lucid Raider, and that's sleeping with the fishes.
Yeah.
So he's going to count on Clemons to throw the smooth forehand hyzer here. A little short of ideal, but, I mean, they can get up and down.
Yeah, Oakley's forehand and Chris's backhand, they can definitely get up and down.
Kind of an awkward angle for him, actually.
Yeah, looks a little pinched. That looked like the new Emax Truth Lucid X1.
Ooh, and it looks like it might meet Oakley's disc down there.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they either have to go kind of around the right side of that tree or squeeze inside the left of it. Looks like Oakley's looking at a flex here.
Oh, right side of the tree.
Yeah. A little bit more natural angle than Chris's.
Yeah,
that's
great.
Yeah, you'll love to see that.
Definitely.
Huge drive from Jared, so
That's Anvil, it looks like, from Jared. One of those Nico Castro ones.
Yep, inside the circle, probably 20-ish, 25, not bad. That looks like Emac Truth. Yep. Yeah, good result for AJ.
Yeah.
Probably about 15.
Great shot.
Yeah, you can hear the wind from the second camera ripping pretty hard. It was gusting out there for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, this spot in particular gets really windy with no protection from the trees, the water right there.
Yeah, so that was a Raider from Oakley. It looked like it had a Zach Melton stamp on it. No wonder it's in the water.
Yeah.
AJ also putting with Wardens. Those are first runs. I know because they're mine.
Quite used.
Yeah, they're nice and seasoned, but glad he's finding some good use. So yeah, like you'd expect, once again, doubles 2 under here. That's about standard. We haven't really gotten to any very challenging holes yet, and we won't for one more hole.
For one more hole, and then it will start.
That's right. Tell me about hole 3.
This hole, there's a forehand gap on the left that you can kind of see, or a lot of people are going to take an overstable backhand on the right side, try to force it over and then let it fight back up the hill. This basket is another one that got pushed back probably 25 feet from previous years.
Oh, nice jump putt on camera right
Yeah,
there.
thank you.
Nailed
Thank
it.
you. Yep.
A little inside the circle. So
from 12 feet.
Foot fault,
Yeah.
but that's fine. AJ going back to the mango here.
Forced over a little, fighting back.
Clean line.
Just depends on the skip. That's a great shot.
Yeah, that's how you draw it up. With this elevated basket, you certainly want to be as close as you can. I wouldn't be surprised to see Jared take that huge hyzer. He's got that sort of power, but looks like he's going to just take the low flat one.
Yeah. Little early release, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe a little bit higher. That has a chance to flex out and skip up, but he's got a partner inside the circle, not big. Old triple X here for Clemons.
This lines up really well for his forehand. Just rip it, let it finish.
Yeah, Clemons' acceleration on his forehand is fantastic.
Yeah, it's amazing.
So Oakley's going to take the left side forehand. I don't love this because I think it brings a lot of danger into play, but if you beat this first tree pretty close, you're usually pretty okay.
Yeah.
And what do I know? Just
Great.
Smashed.
Yep. Not quite a full shot, taking a little faster disc. Make sure he hits the gap, and then just let the disc work back to the right.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess the reason I don't like that one as much is I'm not very confident in my forehand, but the people that are,
yeah.
I mean, that's
I
was
taking that line.
Is that right?
This past weekend.
Nice. Yep. Easy money for AJ. Always a goofball. Eric sees the pedestrian in the park walking left. He is undeterred. Throws it in there.
Eric's looking very stylish, as usual.
Yeah, standard.
Matching.
Give a thumbs up, as per usual.
And right again, as we expected, 3 down through 3. Pretty much what you want through that stretch, especially with doubles with these guys.
Yeah, I think we saw probably quite a few players this weekend go 3 for 3 to start singles.
Yes.
But that's kind of the last of our open holes for a little while. this stretch of the course is, in my opinion, why this course is called the Beast.
I agree.
This is normally hole 10 on the course. They renumbered for the sake of the tournament and spectators. But yeah, this is just a hole that snakes through the woods. To get to this little landing zone right here is about perfect. That's probably a 220-foot shot. Yeah. And you've got another one up to the basket. I know a lot of people at home who haven't played the Beast would be sitting there and see par 4 and see 441 and be like, dude, no way is that a par 4. This is a tried and true par 4.
This gap is tiny, and it is so technical. It's very easy to have it go a little early or a little too straight. That looks really good.
Yeah, that's pretty much golden.
There's one big tree on the right side of the fairway, and if you miss that, you're pretty... Oh, that's perfect.
Yeah, it's perfect spot.
That's a great shot.
A little stretch out forehand from the left side. And if you are going to make a mistake past the gap, you want to make it to the left.
Yep.
Before the gap, you don't want to make a mistake. So any mistake is pretty punished. But as long as you hit the gap, if you get to the left side, you can get up and down.
Yep. That was a heart from Jared, just a little too straight.
It looked like Explorer from AJ. This looks to be EMAC Truth.
Yep. Perfect. Oh, that's another great shot.
Yeah, I mean, if you were going to just go up and drop your drive in like an ideal place, a reasonable ideal place, that's pretty much where you drop it.
Yep. Assume fuse from Chris, but that's a hard lefty backhand line.
Yeah, it definitely is. So Oakley's backed out so he can throw the inside gap here with that felon. And that's about the last tree that you can hit that doesn't give you like a guaranteed good putt. Mm-hmm. They're just outside the circle there. That looked to be verdict from Clemons, just a little bit low. AJ forehand, a little early.
Yep. He has been working on that a lot this offseason, and it is looking much better.
Heck yeah. And that's a smash drive. Like, that's a great spot.
Yeah, that might be one of the best drives I've ever seen on this hole. Eric just outside the circle. He has been jumping these this year, so we'll see if he does that. Yep.
Yeah.
Great. Yeah, he was having some trouble at the end of last year with committing to those outside the circle putts, and the little jump just helps him maybe not have to do as much arm motion and just commit through the putt.
Yeah,
it's looking good.
Little low for Jared there, but that's all right. You got a partner. AJ puts on a serious face. Focus time. Oh, left side. That's kind of one of those that if it stays, you're glad. If it doesn't, you're like, I probably should have hit it a little bit more in the middle.
Yeah.
You weren't trying to miss, so it's all good.
So, one birdie, one par there. And honestly, par, especially in singles, par is just a fine score.
Par is a great score. Big numbers in play on that hole for sure.
When I was talking with Colton earlier this week, we were talking about that hole, and I said, like, when I walked up every time someone said, hey, you can take a 4, you'll never get a birdie, but you'll never get a bogey. Will you take it? I'd be like, yes.
100%.
Thank you. See you on hole 5.
Yeah.
So hole 5, 264 uphill. What's the play here?
I personally take forehand mid, straight up the gap, but a lot of people like the slight turning backhand. Most people are going to try to hit this hill just where the dirt is and skip up inside the circle.
Yeah, so we're going to see, that's really pure
shot
from Chris there.
Oh.
Super unlucky with that
Very
last tree, but
unfortunate.
That's still probably 25 feet.
Yeah, very makeable putt. Oh, fire ants maybe?
A little ant action. Welcome to Texas, by the way, where that's a real hazard out on the course.
Yeah, there's a lot of them out on the Beast.
Yes, stand in the wrong spot and you'll be feeling it. This is Felon from Oakley. A little smooth forehand. And 264 is a little deceptive on this hole. It plays a little bit more because of the uphill.
Yeah, it probably plays closer to 3 even, especially you got a low ceiling to navigate as well, so you're playing a lower shot. You got to kind of drive it up the hill.
Yeah, we'll see some players take putter, but most of them are in between mid and fairway driver just to make sure that they have the glide to get up there.
Yeah.
That's Goby for AJ, and that's fantastic.
Great shot.
Is that VIPX Harp again?
That's VIP Shield.
Shield.
Actually.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
Yeah, and if it misses that, right side, not bad, but he's got a partner a little bit closer, no problem.
Great putt from Chris, just inside the circle.
Yeah, Chris has a smooth putting stroke.
Very smooth.
Very consistent.
Very committed. Does the same routine every time.
Yeah, and he's been putting with classic judges since,
forever?
Since I've known him, for sure.
Good putt.
AJ catching the birdie.
Clean
That's
up.
solid.
Gobi love from AJ there.
So Oakley and Clemons shooting perfect so far, 5 under through 5. AJ and Jared just one back. We're into a couple of pretty gettable par 3s here before we get into some of the more difficult holes in the back of the woods. Hole 6, 267. How do you play this one?
I throw a harp forehand on this one. A lot of players are going to go to the forehand. Chris will go to the backhand, I'm sure. You're just playing something that's straight and then overstable at the end, and really everything filters right to the basket as long as you make the gap.
Yeah, and making the gap is the key here. If you hold it a little too straight and happen to kick left, par isn't even guaranteed at that point. A little bit faster disc here for Oakley. Felon turned it a little too much. He's up on top of the hill, so if he was playing singles, he could still get a par. But for doubles, they should never take that one.
Yeah, that's really easy to do, is hit that left side, just not committing to the hyzer quite too much, and it just pushes a little straight.
Yeah.
Chris doing...
Maybe they will be taking that. Sorry for the jinx, fellas, even though this happened a while ago.
Yeah. Forehand Maverick.
Yeah, just a little low for AJ.
Yep.
Fairway hit.
That's fairway hit. Write it down in UDIS.
Yep.
Yeah, so a little bit of a struggle for our players here on hole 6. Once again, not the easiest hole to throw.
We got the Gold Line Beetle from AJ.
Oh, smooth.
Oh yeah.
Beautiful.
Beautiful shot.
Yeah, I like having a disc like that in your bag where you just turn it and it just holds. You don't have to do anything to make it hold. That's pretty nice.
Very slow. Hits the ground soft.
Anvil there for Jared, but they'll be taking AJ's right under the basket.
Ooh, sneaky
look at
little
this.
jump putt from Eric.
Ooh, that was a good line.
That was a great line. Chris is going to try to run a little Annie forehand, it looks like. He's got a chance.
Oh, just off the left
Kicks
side?
the cage.
Wow, yeah.
Slow-mo.
I like taking another look at that shot. Not quite high enough to go, but from there, a great shot.
Really great shot.
Solo birdie.
So that's going to be the first par for Oakley and Clemons, but they're not really going to get punished as far as the competition goes. AJ left-handed turbo.
Fancy with the enforcer.
He's so fancy, dude. Yep. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
So yeah, a little bit of a tight gap there off the tee, and another tight gap here on hole 7. It's pretty gettable par 4 as far as birdies go, but I think we might have some players playing for the eagle.
Yeah,
here.
I think we might. We've got some big forehands and a lefty on the card, so we'll see.
Yeah, 462. Mando right of that tree, so you can't just throw out into the field. As long as you make it out of this gap, it's usually a straight putter shot or maybe a little bit of a hyzer into this green. But I know that we've seen some flex forehands get up to these steps. Once you're here, if you happen to catch a tree, it's falling straight down, and now that your 30-foot putt feels about like a 50-footer because of the uphill.
Yeah. This looks to be Explorer from Chris.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
That could be really good.
Wow. Oh, my goodness. If it just misses that, it's at the bottom of the stairs.
That's great, though. Just a nice little straddle out, jump putt. Raider from Eric, it looks like.
Yeah, flex time.
Oh, just a little low out of his hand. He's got a chance, though.
Yeah, that's up there. Easy birdie for singles. For doubles, you're trying to be get that a little bit higher, a little bit more aggressive.
Definitely.
that Explorer for AJ or Maverick, you think?
I would assume Explorer.
Yeah.
Looked to have some finish on the end.
Sure. Jared's going for the big flex. A little too high. But they're both out in the open. They should be able to get up to the green.
Yeah.
Turnover Warden for AJ. A little bit low. Anything that hits those steps has the risk of going back down to the bottom. If you stay, it should be fine.
Yep.
Oh,
that's a great shot.
Yeah, nice for Jared. Pushing the left side. He'll stay up there on the top in a good spot.
A little awkward stance for Chris here.
Yeah, just
getting
kind of
up there.
Playing it out there. With his left hand, he's going to have a hard time getting to that.
Oakley giving it a run with a forehand. Is that Claymore?
Looks like it. Not a bad effort.
Yeah, aggressive.
Certainly a tricky spot inside those trees, but 3-3, I mean, you wouldn't, unless there's an eagle, you wouldn't expect anything less from these guys. Yeah, good upshot there for Jared.
Drop in 3.
Almost looked like a maiden or something like that you could turn a little bit.
Yeah, I'm not sure what he's throwing in that slot.
Doing a little basket maintenance as well. Yeah, collecting another birdie, and we'll be moving on to, this is hole 8.
Yep.
Another straight shot with a little bit of right finish that has a lot of trouble if you catch something early.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this one's very specific. The basket kind of tries to trick you wanting to finish right at the end. But really, if you just throw a dead straight shot, you'll just be 10 feet left of the basket. Just hit the gap, let it go straight. Any right movement at all is really great.
That's how I always like to play it, was just throw that straight shot, let it hit the ground about 30 feet, and then just scoot on up. What you don't really want to do is come in hot to this basket because there is a drop-off both to the right and behind it.
And very fast green.
Yes.
Claymore again.
Oh, and this is beautiful.
That looks great. That's going to check up nicely.
Yeah.
That's a great shot.
Exactly how you draw it up there. If you've got that play, just do that.
Yep.
Clemons playing the right side. Sneaky.
Not good.
I mean, that's there, but it's a little bit tighter than the left side gap.
Oh, just ticks one of those vines. That's still putting, though.
Yeah, probably 45-ish, somewhere in there.
Going with the Warden, just burned it over a little bit.
Yeah, a little early and low, but they're looking at it here. A little bit of an Anheuser putt from where their discs landed.
Which is kind of good. It won't scoot too far down the hill.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Coming in that soft. AJ looks to be going the Heiser gap, possibly.
Oh, that's got to work left. Oh.
Good line, just a little long.
He's just been hitting the weights a little too hard. I mean, that's just a little too long, you know?
Yep. Drop in solo birdie for Eric.
Yeah, they're going to give another one up.
That.
Yeah, going to give another one up to Team Oakley and Clemons, but there's plenty of golf to be played here, especially on the next hole, hole 9. It's a sneaker. But yeah, we got Oakley and Clemons. They're just continuing the birdie train. Only one par so far today. How do you play hole 9 here, Tristan?
I go for a backhand slightly forced over and let it fight out, just trying to get down to the bottom. Really anything, like if you miss these first couple trees, you're pretty happy.
Yes.
Because this hole can get brutal if you hit early.
Yeah, you have to control the flight for so long, even past those as well, if you want to get to the ideal spot to get a birdie. In the past, this hole played as a par 5, and it was kind of a soft par 5. It's a very difficult par 4.
Very difficult par 4.
Yeah, so like you said, getting something down there straight, even finishing a little left is fine as long as it makes it to the bottom. If you catch anything early, I mean, in singles, par's almost out of the question.
Yeah.
Oakley's going to go flip up forehand felon here.
Good angle out of his hand. Just a little turned.
Yeah, it turned a little too much.
Oh.
And early for Clemons. No guarantees there for Clemons and Oakley on this one so far. Door a little bit open for Jared
Left
and
side
AJ.
gap.
Oh, and the bad kick too. Neither side is good here, but left side is particularly bad, especially early.
Goby. Wow.
Yeah, and when you're throwing that backhand, since it has the rotation that it does, if you catch something, generally it wants to kick left.
And goes very far left. That's a great out from right there.
Yeah.
AJ going the lefty forehand roller.
Yeah, one of the difficulties for Jared and AJ is if they have to take Jared's shot, they don't even really have a clean look at the basket from there.
Jared might be able to find some crazy overhand, over the top, which he tends to do.
That's a good shot for AJ though. Down on the flat, looking up to the basket to the right. This looks to be aggressive from Oakley.
Oh, they had a gap.
Oh, that had the potential. It certainly had the speed to get there. Probably would have had to be a few feet farther to the right. Clemons going straight up spike and Heiser forehand.
Not sure where that is, but it's not in the fairway.
These are the facts. So lefty forehand for AJ. Oh, come on.
Oh,
just early. Yeah, just early of
That's
being
a great shot, really.
That's super nice. Anvil again for Jared here?
Looks like it.
It looks like a proto VIP.
Yes, that is an anvil.
Crashing through. If you're behind those trees, there are some gaps. They're pretty tricky, so it's likely they'll be looking at it from AJ's shot. Oakley trying to throw it in, it looked like.
That's a great shot.
Yeah, good justice shot from there.
Chris might be trying to give this a bid, possibly, if he's got the angle. No,
I think that's a fuse.
Yep, just burning it down in the ground. Probably be taking Oakley's there.
All right, here's AJ from, this is probably about 40 feet, 45.
Yep.
Uphill, couple trees to the right.
Oh,
just short.
That's a great bid from there. Jared going to be real aggressive with this one.
Oh, just over the top. Yeah, definitely can't be short there, so good look from Jared. Like we said, in years past, this is played as a par 5, so five would have been a par last year. Today it's going to be a bogey, unfortunately.
That's a great putt. Tough stance.
A good par for Oakley and Clemons. It's going to extend their lead by another shot.
Jared going to hide in the woods. AJ making the putt.
He's tired of the cameras. Okay, get these cameras out of my face, guys. That's going to do it for the front nine here. Oakley and Clemons off to a good start.
Great start. Carding
some nice birdies here and there. AJ and Jared, a little bit of work left to do, but they've got some scoreable holes on the back nine. We want to shout out GK Pro for giving us this footage of our players out there at Waco Annual Charity Open. Subscribe to their channel, and please subscribe to the Dynamic Disc channel as well. We'll see you guys on the back nine.